Modern descendants of the Middle Eastern European expansionist societies have been very poor at investing in systems that can recover the energy and materials available after use. But to the little fish behind the great white shark, the crumbs spilling out the sides of the shark's mouth and the feces and piss he excretes have nonetheless always had tremendous value. In truly natural systems, systems where the shark is not in an isolated system like an aquarium tank, and thus not in an enclosed environment where the nutrients and microbes would create pathogenic conditions, every production or consumption residual is available and useful. In nature, everything gets recycled back into the healthy reef ecosystem. Now, the modern capitalist systems and their socialist and communist brethren, born of the same misunderstandings of nature, created what Marx and Engels called the metabolic rift between areas of natural capital production and human consumption. They broke the cradle-to-cradle ecological recycling system and created a moribund cradle-to-grave abomination. Paul Hawkins and Amory and Hunter Lovins put it succinctly, without pulling punches, in their book Natural Capitalism, Creating the Next Industrial Revolutions, which is in our syllabus. They write, quote, "Capitalism as practiced is a financially profitable, non-sustainable aberration in human development. What might be called industrial capitalism does not fully conform to its own accounting principles. It liquidates its capital and calls it income. It neglects to assign any value to the largest stocks of capital it employs, the natural resources and living systems, as well as the social and cultural systems that are the basis of human capital." End quote. Now, they go on to give a bird's eye view on what capital really is, which you will hear me endlessly repeat in all of our courses until the notion courses through you like a transfusion of healthy blood to give new life to your view of life. Quote, "Humankind has inherited a 3.8 billion year store of natural capital," they say. "At present rates of use and degradation, there will be little left by the end of the next century." That's this century. This is not only a matter of aesthetics and morality, it is of the utmost practical concern to society and all people. Despite reams of press about the state of the environment and rafts of laws attempting to prevent further loss, they say, the stock of natural capital is plummeting and the vital life-giving services that flow from it are critical to our prosperity. They go on, "Natural capitalism recognizes the critical interdependency between the production and use of human-made capital and the maintenance and supply of natural capital. The traditional definition of capital is accumulated wealth in the form of investments, factories, and equipment." End quote. And here is the part of the reading I would like us to pay the deepest attention to and develop the fondest respect for and commit to our bank of cultural capital. They write, quote, "Actually, an economy needs 4 types of capital to function properly. Human capital, in the form of labor and intelligence, culture, and organization. Financial capital, consisting of cash, investments, and monetary instruments. Manufactured capital, including infrastructure, machines, tools, and factories. Natural capital, made up of resources, living systems, and ecosystem services." End quote. Now, you should cogitate on the idea that there are many more forms of capital stock we can identify and accumulate, the aforementioned cultural capital being one of them. There's also social capital, and one day we may even distinguish digital capital from financial and manufactured as inorganic beings endowed with artificial intelligence begin to proliferate.